Hey guys, I'm here with Farlig from Astras after their loss after the semi-finals. Firstly, how you doing, man?
I mean, I'm doing pretty good. Obviously, the loss still stings right now, but I think in a few days I'll be happy with the result that we delivered here, right?
Yeah. How did you feel about this event overall? Like, did you exceed your guys' expectations?
I think we had I don't think we had an expectation. We were hoping that we would make it to playoffs.
Yeah.
Because it's an arena event and it's been so long for all of us. It was my first arena event ever. So yes, I think we exceeded our expectations, especially given some of the teams we beat on the way. Like I feel like we can be happy with what we delivered here.
Yeah. And so talking about those teams that you beat on the way, your first game in Cologne, the play-ins against 0-0 Nation, you guys lost in a best of one. How did you bounce back from that so well?
I don't know. I think we just. I think we internally we agreed that it was a best of one, and they played really well, and we had a slow start, and we just can't afford to have a slow start in a best of one. So I think they just played better, and we just focused on the next game every single time.
Yeah. And so, looking at your first arena event, were you maybe a little bit nervous going into especially yesterday's game, playing in front of a crowd like this big?
Actually, I mean, obviously, when during the walk-in and stuff like that, obviously I'm nervous. I can feel it. But honestly, when I sat down, I didn't really notice the crowd that much and stuff like that. I personally felt like I was pretty good at blocking out the noise or whatever you called it. So I felt like I was okay at that.
Yeah. Do you feel like you actually thrive off playing in front of a crowd? Like you guys were getting quite hype as well. Like, do you feel like it's actually like you play better in front of a crowd? Like you can get that momentum behind you.
I think we played a bit different actually in front of the crowd in that sense, but I think it's hard for me. I haven't watched the matches back yet, honestly, but it's hard for me to pinpoint if we necessarily play better or worse in front of the crowd. I think we definitely played well in front of the crowd. Yeah. That's what I can say. So maybe it's the case. I don't know.
So what do you mean by like you played different? How, in good or bad way?
I mean, in the beginning of the Navi Mirage, it was a good thing, and then. Towards the latter end of the Mirage game, and they began their comeback. I think we at least personally, I think looking at it afterwards, that I think I could feel a bit of like the pressure and like stuff like that. And I think it was like palpable in the team as a whole, and like maybe there was a bit of hesitation and stuff like that. So I think it benefited us, and towards the latter end of the game, it obviously. It cost us, I guess, right? So. Yeah,
because I was going to say, like, in that overtime, it felt like everything that you guys were building up just crumbled away. Like, you were over-peaking quite a lot on some rounds. Was that maybe, like, a lack of communication or the nerves settling in?
I think it was a mix of everything, the momentum and everything. And, like, you really begin, like, you feel like at that point, you feel like you should have closed out the game and stuff like that. And it's honestly like it's like a gut punch that they took it to overtime, honestly.
And then so, because you guys are an academy team, do you feel like you guys have any pressure, be it positive or negative, having a team below you that could potentially replace some of you guys?
No, I at least personally, I can't speak for the others, but no, I don't feel any pressure at all.
Do you guys ever play with them and like work with them on their stuff?
I mean, I'm friends with some of them. I play Faceit with some of them, but no, at most we scrim them sometimes.
Yeah. So going into the player break now, have you just kind of got like a sigh of relief? Where I think when we were last speaking, you were like, okay, we've had some quite disappointing performances, but we've had the second place at Pinnacle and then top 4 here. Have you guys kind of got like a sigh of relief of going into after the player break, like, okay, we are here to play in Astralis, like we are back to what we used to be like?
I mean, I said the same thing at Pinnacle, but it's still the case, right? Like. It's really important for us that we deliver these results, even if it's at the end of the season. Because, I mean, it feels so much better that you can go into the player break like hopeful for the future rather than you end the season on like a down note or whatever. Like it feels great to end the season this way, honestly.
Yeah. And then so last time I spoke to Glaive, he was talking about how there was like role issues sometimes between him and Config with entering. Is that still a problem?
No,
not at all. So if kind of all those problems that you guys used to have with roles, are they being ironed out?
They are definitely being ironed out, and a lot of the maps I think they have been. I think more of what we need to work on now is like our philosophy in general on how we want to play and stuff like this. Obviously, always working on it, but that's the stuff we need to work on now.
Yeah. And lastly, EsportFire, we do love a bit of skins over there. What's your favorite AWP skin right now?
My favorite AWP skin is the Gungnir, but I can't play with it.
Why not?
I have a working theory in my brain that the skin simply looks too good and it is like distracts you. I've played with it before and I genuinely played worse with it.
So do you have that with like gloves and knives as well? Like, do you not play with certain skins because it's like it makes you play worse?
No, only the Gungnir.
Only the Gungnir. So it's like anything else.
I've only like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's the most expensive skin as well, right? It probably is. But no, I don't feel that way about any other skin.
That's actually so funny. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. That's us done with Farlig at IEM, and yeah, thank you very much, man.